Basically, yeah.
I don't even mean to interrupt, but I wish I could screenshot some of the text messages that we have, like text message exchanges with, people in the Eskate world that you guys know that we just cannot share.
We cannot say who it is, but
we can't.
It is so funny that they were the ones that actually said to us about it. But anyway,
you know who you are. We love you. I'm going to call you Sticky Ricky.
I used to know a bird called Sticky Vicky.
What a way to start a podcast. Jeez. No, actually, technically, this isn't a podcast. This is more of a Q&A.
Yeah, more of a Q&A, just sort of answering some of the questions that have been floating about the board and everything. So,
yeah, so essentially, I'll let you take it off, man. As a lot of you are aware, if you're not aware, Ricky's started a skateboard company. I guess me and Ricky, we're technically the same person.
Yeah.
If anyone ever watched Dragon Ball Z, we're basically fused. I didn't mean it.
We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. Let's just leave it there. Let's just leave it there.
Yeah, the URL, if you guys aren't familiar with it, it's on the screen above us over there, unknownboards.com. And the first board that's been dropped is the M5, which is available in 80 and street. So essentially, what are the questions that you've been seeing fly up, whether it's on Facebook or forums or wherever, that you feel need to be addressed in this kind of quick Q&A?
Yeah, I've had a lot of questions about what's the difference between your board and the Evian Carbon GTS or something like that, I think it's called.
The GTS, I know the one you mean.
Looks like an interesting board. Mm-hmm. That board is more of a board that's geared towards range. It's a board that, yes, it's got a big ass battery in it. You'll get a lot of range in it, but it doesn't have the power that some of the other boards do out there. Now, although it has got a VESC inside it, it's not the best VESC that's out there in the world, and the battery that they're actually using in the board is a battery that's designed to go far, not for power. So where the Evian GTS or Evian, whatever it's called, comes into its play is it's a range monster. It's something that you can use to just go miles and miles on. But what our board is designed to do is more for power. So yeah, we can get good range on the board. It's not terrible range that you'd get on our board. I think it's a perfect amount of range really for riding style. Most people ride for a bit, then you stop, and I think, in terms of like the range that you can get from our board, it's going to be really good. But it's got power as well. It's a very, very powerful board. So just that's how the two boards differ, shall we say. The Evian Carbon GTS is more of a cruiser, go out for a long ride board. Our board's more of a go out and absolutely just have, a good time, get a buzz from it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but if you look at it with 120 millimeter cloud wheels, the estimated speed that's on the Unknown Boards website is 33 miles or 54 kilometers, which, I think the way that we ride boards is more than enough. It's ample range. And of course, there's a lot of information that we're going to get into in this video about what you can do with the app in terms of dialing down the power, dialing down the
There's so much that you can do with it,
Yeah, so you can increase the range if you want to. So there is a lot that we can cover. But, for me, I've never wanted more than 20 miles. After I've done, 15 to 12 to 15 miles, my feet are aching and I want to stop for a bit. Yeah. But everyone's different.
Yeah, everybody is different. And a lot of people do like range. A lot of the boards out there are geared towards range. They're not really geared towards power.
Yeah, and I even said, if we put up a poll on Instagram and said, would you want a board that had crazy range or you want a board that had crazy speed? I think the majority of people, not even speed, but just power, in terms of acceleration and top end. Yeah. I feel like most people would go range.
Probably.
Yeah, we're maybe just a slightly different type of rider and have different preferences.
Yeah, it is like that. But it's like, obviously, don't start jumping in the comments when I say this. I'm not going to compare my board and say it's a Ferrari. I'm just, because you know what I'm saying. But I'm just saying.
All right, mate. Calm down, Ricky.
In comparison,
I would have said like a Koenigsegg or a Bugatti, but it's
no. In comparison, you buy a Ferrari. What do you buy the Ferrari for? You buy it because it's got a load of power. When you go out and you put your foot down, it moves, and it's a sports car. That's what you were buying that product because of the power, the buzz that it gives you when you go out in it, and obviously the style and all of that comes into play as well. But essentially, it's the power of that beast. It's a supercar.
You don't get it and worry about miles per gallon.
Exactly. Like my granddad worries about miles per gallon. I don't worry about it. I
don't care.
Yeah, I'm not looking into how many miles per gallon I can get out of a board. I'm looking at how much of a buzz is that board going to give me riding it.
Yeah, for sure.
the Evian Carbon and a lot of the other boards that are out there on the market at the moment, they're not geared towards the performance side of things, unless
the thrill.
Unless you step up to like the Lacroix, the Bio boards, boards like that. They're geared towards performance and giving you the good range as well, and that's why they cost what they cost. But there's nothing sort of in the price area that we're at in terms of like boards out there that actually gives you that performance. Many of you have probably ridden boards and think your board's really fast, but until you jump onto a board like ours or a Lacroix or something like that, they're in a different league. They're not even in the same league. So, but I'm not trying to say before people jump in the comments, you're saying your board's a Ferrari, because we're not. I'm just trying to give you that as a comparison, basically. But yeah, so in terms of like the Evian Carbon GTS, that's more of a cruiser board. Ours is more of a sports car performance board.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. But, you know, again, if you want to know all of the specifications about the board in terms of the range, the top speeds on different setups, all of that information is on the product page itself. So go to the Unknown Boards website. The link will obviously be down below in the video description. And scroll down the page and you'll see all of the information, estimated range, the setups, what motors are on it. All of that stuff is all on that section over there for you to check out.
Another cool feature, that we need to add to the website, but we haven't actually got on at the moment, is it's got a thing called Smart Reverse. You've actually been using it and actually really enjoed using it, haven't you?
Yeah, that's a good shout. I never even thought of that.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that until the other day. And then I thought, hang on a minute, we haven't even talked about that. So essentially what it is when you come to a complete stop, you'll just brake like normal. But once you stop and you hold the brake in, you'll reverse a set speed. Now, in the app that you can download, and you can program the board to however you want to do it. And obviously, once we start shipping boards out, once things start to get moving along a bit more, I'm going to be putting out a ton of videos on how to change all of these settings on the Unknown Boards YouTube channel. But basically what it does is you can set the speed of how quick you want it to reverse when you come to a complete standstill. And so it is such a little handy feature to have. The amount of times you'll stop on a hill, and majority of boards can't stop on a hill.
Yeah, they'll roll.
Yeah, you hold the brakes and they'll roll down. With our board, you can literally hold the brake down, it will stop you there, and if you are on a really steep hill, you can even pull it back even further, and you'll start reversing up the hill. So it's a sick little feature. You come up to a set of traffic lights or something like that, you overshoot it a tiny little bit, you can just hold the brake back and quickly reverse back up. It is a handy little feature. It's not like a boosted board where you'd hold it down and the actual brake is the reverse and it starts spinning. You brake like normal. When you come to a complete standstill, it then kicks in and you get the little reverse mode, reversing your back.
But just for giggles, you can make it go backwards as fast as you can make it go
forwards. You can.
As we found out. But yeah, again, this is stuff that I think the app is one of the reasons that this is going to be quite a diverse board, because the app really lets you dial in the specs, the performance, how much power is being drawn out of the battery, like what acceleration curve you have. All of that stuff can be dialed in the app depending on what type of rider you are, what your preferences
exactly.
are.
I mean, if you're out and you're riding street, you might want to have a profile, because you can set profiles in the app. So you might want to set a profile for a street board profile, where you don't want like crazy top speed. You want good acceleration for like whipping you around and stuff. If you go off road, you could set another profile for off road when you're on like pump tracks or you're off-roading. You might want to set your board up a slightly different and have a profile set for that. So it's like you can just do so much with it, and it's a really simple process to do it. Once you've seen somebody do it and talk to you, like I will be doing videos on, you'll soon understand, okay, that's what you do, that's how that works, blah 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 blah, and you'll be able to do it all yourself. So it's really simple.
No, for sure. So all of those videos will be coming on the Unknown Boards YouTube page, and also we'll be sharing clips on Instagram. I know there's a lot of stuff that we're keen to do, like there's a bunch of product photos that are going to be getting released pretty soon. We're just trying to get everything,
fit everything in, because everything's crazy at the moment. I'll shout out to everybody that's ordered as well, so thank you so much for purchasing one of our boards. Like,
shout out to Neil, who was the first,
the very first buyer,
the very first one, who there was just no hesitation, just pulled the trigger immediately, based off of what you saw in a podcast, which is
I mean, obviously if you haven't gone and checked seen the video, we've already done a video that was sort of like a pre-production board that I gave you, wasn't it? And then you done like a mini video on it. And it just sort of shows you some sort of like shows you acceleration of the board, top speed, isn't it? Is it?
I don't think I did the top speed. I don't remember doing the top speed.
All right, well, it shows the acceleration of the board anyway compared to a couple of other boards that are on the market, and just talks a little bit about it.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. 2, 1, go. Three, 2, 1, go. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
So you can get a good idea of what the board's all about, but that is pre-production. It's not the final product that's going to be out there, but it's worth going and checking it out anyway.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think like moving nicely onto there, from there onto the next thing is what I did on Instagram was I asked a couple of questions. You can see some of your, I don't know how well you guys can see my phone from there, but like I asked you guys questions on Instagram in terms of rather let you guys ask us questions about the board. And a lot of the questions are stuff that we've seen in emails. Again, a lot of people have been emailing very, very similar questions. The main one is, do we ship to the USA? That's one that seems to constantly come up. One thing I wanted to touch on is anything to do with shipping in terms of the pricing of which country that you're in. The boards will ship worldwide.
Yeah.
All you need to do is enter in your address information on the website when you're like on the product page and you click buy, and it will calculate the shipping based on your location. So if you're out there asking us, do we ship to this country? We ship everywhere. If you go on the website, it will calculate all of that for you, because I've just seen a lot of questions coming up about, you know, how far we ship, or do you ship to the, like, I don't know why I didn't realize like USA would be the one, like.
Yeah. So many of you from the USA.
Yeah,
I'm
unreal. I'm stunned.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's a good one. And then I think, you know, these are a bunch of questions as you can see here, but one I wanted to touch on is this is obviously somebody joking about asking us how to delete comments so quickly on YouTube. So there was a bit of a, you're the one that like catches this stuff, because I'm not on any Facebook groups. Like, in terms of my personal social media pages, I like to keep really under the radar. Like, just leave me alone. so
basically,
I don't even mean to interrupt, but I wish I could screenshot some of the text messages that we have, like text message exchanges with, you know, people in the Eskate world that you guys know that we just cannot share.
We cannot say who it is, but
we can't.
It is so funny that they were the ones that actually said to us about it. But anyway,
you know who you are. We love you.
So there was a rumour going around by an individual stating that we're deleting comments, and I just find it hilarious, because there's literally no reason for us to delete a comment whatsoever.
Not a single comment's been deleted. I mean, there was a couple of comments that I was seeing, because first of all, Ricky doesn't have access to the Eskate YouTube page. Not because he's not allowed to, just because he doesn't want it.
Yeah, I just don't need to, do I?
He doesn't want it. So I'm the one that has to monitor the bloody comments.
That's your part of the whole thing.
Thank you. So I'm the one that has to look at the comments. So if you see like an interaction in terms of like the Eskate Reviews channel commenting back, that's always me that's on there. If it's on Instagram, Eskate Reviews, or Average Eskate Reviews, it's me. If it's Ricky, it comes from Ricky's accounts.
Yeah.
And I would see comments being posted, and then the comments would, you know, if you tried to click on it to either like it or, you know, comment back, it would just disappear.
Yeah.
And you'd go into the settings, and it was something that we weren't deleting. The comments were being removed either by the creator that wrote the comment or by YouTube themselves because of external links being added.
Yeah.
So it's like, number one, do you think we have enough time to sit there and just sit there going refresh? Like we don't have time for that.
Nah.
And on top of that,
and I was going through commenting to pretty much, I think I've commented to everybody on the that's asked a question on there.
You
so
smashed out nothing was there. And these negative comments there that we've left, we're not strategically picking what to delete and what not to delete, because for us it's like, if you like it, you like it. You don't care.
Then there's so many boards that you can choose from. So, you know, we're just trying to do something for the community, bring our own board out that we think's really good. So we're not here to delete comments or like what is the point of doing that anyway? Because it's the internet. People see stuff. People screenshot stuff.
People aren't silly.
Yeah, people aren't stupid. There's we'd be stupid to even do that in the first place. Like,
whatever you want to say it. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Yeah,
it's fine. But I even screenshotted one of the comments that was so-called deleted by us.
Yeah.
I screenshotted it and posted it as an Instagram post and on our Instagram story.
Exactly.
Showing you that this is what someone wrote, and if you refresh the video, it's gone.
Yeah.
If I was hiding that, why would I actually have it as a post that's still on our page right now?
Yeah.
We're not trying to hide.
It just doesn't make sense. I just don't understand it. It just doesn't make sense.
No, it's, you know, some people, like, as we said, like this, the Eskate community is dope, but there's a couple of individuals that are just like,
Toxic.
That's the perfect word.
Yeah,
I would have probably said a word that wasn't like PG or diplomatic in 2021.
Yeah, you're always going to get those types of people out there regardless, and there's going to be people that are going to be supportive and like what we're doing, and I think like 90% of the responses what we've had from people out there has been positive.
Yeah.
But we're always going to have people that just don't like us out there. You know, they might like the board but just don't like us personally from watching the videos.
I'm okay with it, and I'm okay with that.
That's totally cool. Like, I totally respect that, and you're entitled to your own opinion. So,
and if any of them are watching the video, thank you for the view.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
But the whole comment gate, call it comment gate.
Comment gate, yeah.
Yeah, the whole commenting thing it just doesn't make sense. Like, there's no reason for us to do that whatsoever. Yeah. So, if anything, like in terms of like reviewers to review the board, I had somebody inbox me on Instagram asking about, have you thought of any reviewers that you're going to send the board out to? And I said, yeah, still in the works as well, thinking who I want to get it out to. But I don't want to send it out to people that are just going to say, oh, yes, it's great. I want people that are going to have some criticism on it, because that way, at least I can know going forward for the next version of the board or whatever, we can be doing more and more to make that better, you know?
That's the way to do it. You know, constructive criticism is always the one. We don't you don't want a yes person to review the board.
I mean, we do, because, you know, if we send it out to someone and they just
go,
it's great, then, that's what sells boards. But, you know,
Can I get an affiliate deal?
Yeah, of course you can, mate. But we're not that type of people. I'd rather be honest about a product so that there's no disappointment in when somebody picks one up than not be honest, and then you're disappointed when you get it.
Yeah.
So
what you see is what you get with it. And
exactly.
If not, it'll be more. And then I'm going on from there. Is there anything else you wanted to say with that, or are we done?
Oh, right, no. Let's call that quits anyway. I don't want to keep going on about that.
All right, so FYI, we're not deleting comments.
Yeah, just so you know.
Right, from there, I've got a question from a Jason on Instagram who's saying, is there going to be a carbon fiber version of the Unknown board?
100%, mate. I love the carbon fiber boards, but I do. So if anything, 100% I'm going to be making a carbon board. Obviously, that's in the future. I don't know what the future holds for us yet, but hopefully it's going to be good things. And also in terms of like the carbon deck, 100%, but the molds to make a carbon deck are just crazy money. We haven't got that sort of cash at the moment.
need some time.
We need some time.
Need to shift some units.
But yeah, definitely like going forward, a carbon version would be on the cards.
Okay, cool. And then from there, direct drive. I've seen this come out a couple of times.
Right, okay.
Like personally, I'd be like, no.
It's such a tricky one, because I feel like I want the brand to be based around performance, and direct drive just hasn't got that.
That's fair. If that's how you feel.
I just feel like direct drive's a more budgety type drivetrain system. It's more like a hub board than it is a belt board. There's not the flexibility there to be able to chop and change wheel setups on it, and you're sort of stuck with it. I understand some people like it. They like it to be quiet and the smoothness of them, but yeah, I just can't see us doing a direct drive version. If there was enough demand for it, if we was getting like ridiculous amounts of emails every month, direct drive, then yeah, we'd probably have to do one for you, and I'd have to do my research in terms of the direct drive motors out there that are going to be good, because if I did release one, I want it to be an absolute beast. So
yeah, that's fair. And also, a lot of the questions are about the customization of the board in terms of... So one of them is touching on if you can put street wheels on the board. And this is something that I wanted to touch on really quickly.
Yeah.
Actually, like, do you want to explain it?
I've had a lot of questions, and we've had a lot of emails about can we put this wheel setup on it, or does this wheel setup on it fit? Basically, 90% of any wheels options that are out there currently on the market will fit this board. Even the ones, say, from Tramper, their wheels, I think they're called the Superstars or something like that. You can buy adapters and different bearings to make them fit the board. There is a little bit more involved in being able to do that, but it is possible. Any of the other wheels from any other manufacturer that's out there currently selling wheels on their sites, those wheels will fit our board. It will fit every single wheel out there pretty much. So don't worry about that.
Okay, that was nice and easy. And in terms of like I think we touched on this in the first podcast, just like the general idea of the board being modular, where it's a board that you don't ever grow out of, because, you know, aside from having the app where you can tweak the performance of the board, it's also the type of board that can be upgraded. Yeah,
so you can... Most people will buy a board, regardless of whether that's an X-Way, an Evolve, an Ondra, the Evian. They'll buy that board, you'll ride it for a while, and a lot of people outgrow it and they wish they had a little bit more power or a little bit more range. And then the next sort of best thing you've got really is maybe like going up to like a La Croix or something like that. But then you're talking big money. So maybe like the fact that if you wanted a bit more a bit more power.
Are you hungry, mate?
I've just eaten, so no, I'm not hungry. But if you wanted a bit more power, then you could buy bigger motors. You could fit the bigger motors onto the board. Very, very simple. And again, I'll be doing tutorials on all of this sort of stuff on the channel, guys. But you can fit them on the board, and then you can make the board even more powerful, even more torquey. You wanted more range, you can pick up a bigger battery, install it onto the board, and you've got more range. So there's the possibilities are endless. I had somebody email me regarding remotes. They really like the Trigger Style remote. Is there a possibility of getting a Trigger Style remote to work with our boards? Yes. Flip Sky have just released the VX3 remote. That's waterproof. It's a Trigger Style remote. Got a big LCD screen on it. Looks amazing. It's expensive, so we can't offer it as a standard option. But again, if you wanted to use that remote with the board, you can. You're not stuck with the remote that you'd normally be stuck with. You can change it to whatever you like. So the board, in terms of like being able to customize it and change the parts in the future, is endless. There's so many parts out there on the market now that you could pick up and work with this board. So it's like, in terms of like just being able to, you know, see something that you like on the internet and you're like, oh, I wish my board had that. You can buy it and put it on your board and it will work.
Yeah, and obviously the site will have the options. As time goes on, we'll have options to add different things.
Exactly,
onto the board.
we'll have bigger batteries, maybe different
a horn,
lights, different remote, lights. Yeah, we're going to be adding lots of options to the site. But at the start, we've just released the board. We want to just make sure that everything's flowing well with orders that we've got in to send out, and so we're not trying to give people too many options to start off with. But they will be coming.
I think, and then from there, like a lot of the questions that are there kind of have either already been answered or tie into what I'm going to say now, which is essentially like the questions and question marks around the performance of the board.
Yeah.
So what I think is going to be the best thing, like I am going to be doing a video, and I mentioned this in the last video as well, which is more of an overview video where I'm going to be showing you what I'm getting in terms of performance when I'm ripping around the city, what type of range I'm getting. I'm going to show you like on screen 0 to top speed, how long it takes me to get there, what the top speed is, how the battery performs, with the different weather conditions that we're in now, how the board performs in the wet, because if you've been following on Instagram, ridden that board in like crazy wet weather. Like I'm talking like torrential rain going through puddles.
Chucking it down, weren't it?
Yeah, so all of this is going to be in the overview video. I can't really do a review of it because obviously that would be biased because I'm too close to it to review it, but I'm going to show you what I'm getting out of it from a performance basis. I'm not going to be telling you, oh, this is how I think of this board compared to this board. I'm just giving you facts. Like, this is the range I got, this is the speed I got, this is how it performed in the wet, so you guys can see that, and that's when you're going to kind of get a bit more insight into what the board's about. But all of that is coming very soon. Just waiting for us to be able to finish filming all of the footage that we need for that video, and then and then we'll drop it. So there's plenty coming. Just wanted to kind of answer some of the questions that we've seen floating around on the internet in our inboxes. But if you do have any questions, like email, inbox us on Instagram. I think emails have been responded to in less than 12 hours.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot. Like, there's been a surprising amount of emails. And again, like, a massive thank you for everyone that's pulled the trigger so far.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah, like, we're so blown away. We didn't think anyone would be buying the board until we actually dropped, more images, videos.
Exactly, yeah. And we've already had people buying it. So that's just, that's really amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's massive surprise for us. And we're really looking forward to what comes next. And I
just can't wait to get some units out to people and
see their feedback.
You can let them try it and basically just blow your mates away on what they're riding.
I just want to get into the whole just creating content around it.
Yeah.
Like just dropping sick images of it, dropping sick video clips of it. Like there's a lot that we've got coming, and we're pretty pumped. And I think the timing, because obviously the weather is just starting to get nice.
And I really want to put it up against the Atlas 4-wheel drive.
You're going to put that out now?
I've got to, man. I really, honestly, if you'd like to see that video, comment down below and let us know. But I'm just so intrigued on what the performance is like, because it's hard to gauge. Like you're probably watching this video and it's hard to gauge us telling you the performance of our board. We know what it's like, but it's hard to get that across to you guys. So I think if we done a video and we absolutely just just smashed the Atlas out of the way, you'd understand the performance then. So, I'm keen to see how it fares up against the two, that being 4-wheel drive, and us being 2-wheel drive. But again, our motors are more powerful than all 4 motors on the Atlas. So
It's it's a different thing, and that's what it's important about. And also, before we kind of wrap this up, there was one more thing I wanted to explain. So when you look at specs on a website, right?
Yes, specs definitely.
And you're looking at battery capacity with range, and people are talking about this is a bigger battery than that one. Can you explain the whole science behind how much power you're able to draw out of certain setups and which ones are the most effective and how that ties into motor performance, blah, blah, blah?
Yeah, so basically what you'll see on a lot of board manufacturers out there, they're using these new 21700 cells. They're basically just a bigger cell from what was previously in the boards on the versions before. They was using 18650s. Now, the 21700 cells, because they're bigger, they've got higher capacity, which means they're a higher milliamp hour rating, which will make you go further. So the more of those cells you have, the further you're going to go. So they're designed for range, really. Now, there is a few specifications, specific battery types of cells, 21700s, that are high discharge, which means you can pull a lot of current, a lot of power out of the board there to give you the performance. So a lot of the manufacturers out there at the moment are using some of the batteries like 50E, Samsung 50Es, 21700s. I'm trying to think of the other one, what it is now. I think it's gone off my head. But anyway, just bear in mind that they're using those types of cells. Now, some of the boards like the Backfire, I think, is using like Samsung 40T cells, which is like ridiculously overkill for that board because like the power output that those cells can give you is just like you're not even pulling like 10% of power from them batteries whatsoever. But the newer boards that are coming out now, like the Evian and stuff like that, the boards that they're using high capacity cells, not high discharge cells. So the fact that you can program the Evian carbon, you can realistically expect with a 12S4P battery configuration to be able to pull 40 amps out of that battery because each one of those cells is rated for 10 amps. So 40 amps is not a lot. It's not a lot of power to be able to draw out of a battery. So you're not going to be able to, and not only that, as well as the 170 kV motors that you see a lot of the boards rolling with at the moment as well. Just look at how thin the cables are on those motors. So they're only probably capable of outputting about 35 amps anyway. So they're not really that powerful. Yeah, they're big, they look big, but they're not powerful. There's a difference. Just because something's bigger doesn't mean it's more powerful. It's like what I was saying to you the other day when I was saying it's like looking at a 1.5 turbo and then looking at a 2 litre car and going, well, why isn't the 2 litre faster? Or like when we first looked at the Atlas and you said to me, oh, look, the X-Way Atlas has got 4-wheel drive, so surely that must go twice as fast as the 2-wheel drive. And I'm just like, no, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, no, I get it.
You know what I mean? Just because all of...
Yeah, just make my lack of knowledge public now, thank you.
Sorry. But
Cheers.
yeah, so just because something's bigger, it doesn't mean it's more powerful. Just because it's got a bigger battery in it doesn't mean it's a more powerful battery. It just means that battery can get you more range. And that's what the board's designed to do, is for range. It's not for power. The cells that we're using, each one of those is a maximum discharge rate of about 20 amps. So 4 times 2 is 80. So we can realistically be drawing 80 amps of current rather than the 40 from the other board. So we're effectively twice as powerful as the competitor. So that's just so that you understand, just because you look at a battery and you think that's got a bigger battery than that one, it's not all about that. Again, our board's more geared towards performance, not going for 100 miles at a slow pace. So just bear that in mind when you're looking at specs.
No, that's fair. I think that's definitely important to touch on, just so people are aware. But just coming back to what we were saying before, like any other questions that you feel that we've missed or anything that you want to see included in the video, please comment down below, let us know so we can make sure that we include that in the next piece of content that we drop on the board. But again, to everyone that's pulled the trigger, like blown away, stunned, thank you so much for the support and the faith. Anyone that's on the fence, hit us with any questions that you have so we can, answer them for you and give you the information that you need so you can make the decision. We're not even saying buy our board, just like ask us the question so we can give you the information and you can decide if it's right for you or if you need to go to someone else.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always a pleasure, guys. Let us know what you want to see next, and keep subscribing, keep thumbing up the videos, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Again, like Chris said, thanks so much to everybody that's brought one. I can't wait to get it in your hands and watch you riding it, maybe on YouTube or something like that. That'd just be absolutely awesome. Again, any questions, hit us up via email, Instagram, whatever way you want to get hold of us, or leave a comment down in the comment section. And yeah, thank you so much, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Take care. Peace.
Bye.